So the main key point on this, again, is just focusing on trying to get that mind muscle. You hear it all day long from everybody, and that's exactly it. I wish I had really gotten better at that a long time ago. It would have helped tremendously. And being a little bit more open to, you know, some of the other variations, trying what people do that maybe don't seem like it fits in the box of, you know, this is how you should work out. And that's one of the things I'd like to put out here when trying to do this work is you really do need to find your own course on some of this. People respond differently. So this is what's working for me now after a lifetime of trying to be more traditional with all the things you see, all the other experts out there who really know what they're doing, and all the studies that they look at and pass on that information. It's all good. It's all very important. At the end of the day, it's your body and your connection. You have to see what works. So this is why I'm doing this. I do this bar. You have to maintain that distance. Try to arch back, sink that belt, because you want to come down almost like you're doing a decline. Then that's an area that's important for me too, because I never focused on any kind of lower chest my whole life. It was always upper, and I'm sure that contributed to a lot of shoulder damage, to where finally at like 47 I just couldn't do any incline work at all. It was just too painful, and now even a flat barbell bench hurts. So you know, you don't want to end up in that situation either, keeping things balanced. And okay, so just in case, whoa, what happened here? Is this a 80s rock video? How did I magically change my clothes so quickly? No, it's a two-part edit piece here where I refilmed from some different angles to be able to show kind of exactly what I'm doing, to make it a little bit more clear, especially with the barbell push-up, because it's so odd. I don't know, I haven't seen somebody do that, so that's what I'm working from. So a couple tips on that is, well, who cares? You're doing a cheat push-up. Again, it's about trying to get way over the bar so that it's almost like a, you know, when you're doing a dip and you're leaning forward, that angle, sort of like a decline press. And so a good tip on that is to make sure that you are letting your body weight be on you, right? Versus trying to keep yourself, just let all that weight press down on your body as you're trying to do those presses. So that's one of the tips on trying to do that. So hopefully some of these angles will help show how I'm putting my knees, where I'm at, my distance. And okay, so again, part of this is just trying to make sure I'm getting focused on getting the chest to kick in. Again, lifelong problem, still struggling to this day, of making sure the chest is doing everything instead of my shoulders. My tries, they'll be happy to join too. So I try to minimize that, and again, focus on like I'm trying to fold this bar with my grip. I do 3 sets of 30 with this. I typically try to go for a minute rest in between. I think that's by your own choice. You're feeling good, you're feeling fine, I adjust that. If I'm having a day where it's not so great, I might extend it a little. If I'm feeling really good, I'll push that. I'll push myself with that. So again, I do 3 sets of 30 with just this. This is my bar, this is my workout. So I'm going to bring my chest down to the bar. I'm going to try to line it up so it's right at the very bottom. And again, I'm just going to push up like a regular push-up, squeeze in together. I do a lot of reps for this one. Okay, so I do 30 of those. Okay, so I just finished up my 3 sets of 30 on this. It's burning, it's killing me here, and now I'm going to switch off and I'm going to go to a different move. I'm going to go ahead and get some dumbbells, and I'm going to be using 50-pound dumbbells. My goal is to do 3 sets of 15 with the 50-pound dumbbells. I'm just going to do a flat bench press. My press is going to be different. I'm going to try to angle, set up the camera so you can see how I'm doing it. Again, because for me, my shoulders are just disaster. I can get in immense pain. This morning it hurts putting on my socks because just putting it on my shoulders. So that's where that is for me personally. If I didn't have that problem, I would do it very differently. I would do things traditionally. So what I've done is you'll see it in the video, I'm going to take the dumbbells, and instead of having them straight forward, pushing them out together, again what happens for me is I just cave in this chest and it's all shoulder. Even though I press back, I pinch down, I do all those steps that are super important, but eventually for me, I know I get to a place and I can really feel it where I'm pulling away from my chest. Again, a lifelong 50 plus years, lifelong, your body just says this is what I do. So it gets really hard to then make that adjustment, but it's super important. And at this point I'm willing to sacrifice what I can push, and the idea of like becoming huge to actually being able to still put on a shirt if I need to. So I'm going to take my hands, and I'm not even going to turn them sideways. That's much more comfortable for me actually. But I'm still not going to push all the way up together. I'm going to actually turn them a little bit in. So I'm actually rotate a little bit opposite. It's almost like an underhand bench, but not quite. It's angled. And I'm going to come down, and I'm not going to push all the way up. I'm just going to push until I start to feel the extension start to come in where my shoulders want to start to engage, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to come back. I'm going to just try to focus on making just the chest do its piece of lifting, and it's been tremendously helpful. There's other people out there that I know, they'll say, hey, you got a full form, etc. Yes, exactly. I think if you are in great shape and everything's functioning properly, that is definitely the way to go. I know there's certainly one person I watch out there that says, hey, play with your range of motion, and I tend to agree. I do think that matters. Play with that range, and if you're doing a weird rep, what are you doing over there? Who cares? If you're feeling your muscle and you're getting some kind of activation, you're getting growth, you're getting stimulation, maybe that's what works for you. All right, so here I am. I'm about to do these flat bench press with a slight rotation here of my hand inwards, trying to stay tight and squeeze from the chest, almost like doing a low cable pull across. Except I'm not going to go across. Again, I'm just going to push up because of my shoulder rotation, right? I'm just trying to protect these. So I'm going to grab my 50-pound dumbbells, and I'm going to go for a 3 of 15. And again, I'm not going to go all the way up. My range is going to be a little different. I'm going to be focusing on keeping that tension and that stress. So here I go. All right, keeping my chest out. All right. And hopefully you can see some of that in the video. The last rep, I do go ahead and push it all the way up. As you can see, again, I'm just trying to find a rhythm of keeping that push. With this exercise for me, it depends, again, on how I'm feeling. If I feel like, wow, I'm feeling pretty good, then I'm gonna keep a short rest. So I always have my watch and I set the timer. That way I track myself, don't get distracted. If I'm not, I'm gonna string that out longer. Typically the max for me, I'm gonna go 2 minutes. If I'm doing some really heavy work and I'm just trying to pound some weight, then I'll probably let that time go farther. Certainly squats, I'll do that, I'll run longer. But with some of the other muscles, part of it is just trying to get that hypertrophy going and making sure that blood's getting packed in there and pushing that. So That's what part of that process is. So that's basically showing you one. Again, I do 3 sets of 15 with 50-pound dumbbells. So part of this is showing you, telling you, talking to you. I'm not in here going, hey, look, check this out, and I'm, doing less than I would normally push, so everything looks pretty and perfect. I'm trying to show you the real deal here of a guy just working out, just an ordinary old guy working out in a garage with what he's got. And that's what you need to do. If that's what you need to do, you need to do. If you can go to a gym and use all kinds of cool tools and equipment, that's awesome, and that's great. Keep the mindset of like, who cares what other people are doing? Focus on yourself. Stay centered on that. And take care of yourself. All right, I finished up my 3 sets of 15 with the 50-pound dumbbells. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do straight bar barbell. As you can see now, in the old days, I'd start with this. This would be like, right, your big heavy movement, come in, pound the weight on and just go after it. And now I save it for last. Because again, I've switched from, hey, how much can you bench, to, wow, do I feel good? Can I use my arms? And am I actually working the muscle I want to work? So I do this. I know I mentioned I try to stay away from full range of motion. Even with this, I was doing short range, trying to stay out, keep my shoulders back. I alternate every once in a while because, clearly you have to get some peace, right? My shoulders have been not so painful, so that's why I'm going to do a full range. And actually today is a day where I'm going to bump up, so it's going to be definitely more of a challenge for me. And that's what you got to do. You got to keep challenging yourself. As a side note on part of this is I track things. 2 schools of thought, right? People tell you, hey, write down everything, write down what you're doing. That's totally helpful. I know for the longest time I didn't do that, and then I did, and it was beneficial. And then I was doing a routine that was so much the same for so long, I didn't need to track so much. I'd cut back. I wasn't doing all the exercises that I used to do. Again, preservation. So, but now I still track it anyways, and it gives me at least that piece where I can put in some notes in there and say, next time go up 5 pounds. Give it a try, push it, right? Because that's what all this is about. Who cares what you're doing if you don't do more? Again, other guys are out there, and certainly other people, do more. Whatever it is, 5 more pounds, 2 more pounds, 1 more rep, shorten up your rest. Anything that says, well, I'm pushing it a little harder than I did before. It's the key to keeping things going. I think certainly I'm gonna get to work. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in with a little bit more weight. I'm not gonna do another warm-up set on this because I've already done my barbell bench presses, I've done my dumbbells. So, the muscles are going, there's blood in there and all that stuff. It's a little bit more warmed up for me to try to hit a little bit of a heavier weight. I'm not jumping off into anything crazy. I think today I'm just gonna be starting at 135. I think that's where I'm at. I think I'm gonna go for 10. We'll see. Here I go. So a couple things I wanted to point out first, because I forgot all about this. So when I start to do my flat bench now, you can see I have what's basically a 2x4 under that piece, right? So you can see, so and my garage floor is terribly slanted, not to mention pretty messed up, as you might be able to see with the cracks. So I'm already off in a kilter here, which probably doesn't help things out. But I try to do this a little bit more so you can see the bench maybe has a slight decline, which again for me, I'm trying to keep my shoulders as best I can. And again, as I go up, right, and you dig in your shoulders, if you arch your back, right, then you start to change that angle anyways. So that's an optional piece. I just want to be kind of straightforward and honest about what I'm doing. You know, so you have a clean slate, right? Because, you know, as much awesome information is out there, you know, you have to assume things with people sometimes, and you're not sure exactly what's going on. And I want my video here, my channel, to show you, hey, this is exactly it. This is it. This is basic. I'm telling you everything I'm doing. I'm telling you the weights I'm using, every little bit of this, right? Okay, so again, and I'm going to show you the weights on here, right? So again, 245s. These are from Titan, and then on the back side, these are 10-pounders. These are little 10s. These guys here, so it's nothing fancy, so you can see that. Okay, same from Titan also. So right there, right, so we're looking at 155. If I can do 8 of these, well, that'd be awesome. I'm not too sure that's going to happen. Again, I'm bumping up on this, so we'll see what goes on. I'm going to do it, right? You know, screw it. If I fail on this, you'll see it. I won't make it. Who cares? Look, I got the safeties in place for myself anyway, so no matter what, because I'm always trying to work safe. No matter what I'm doing, I'm by myself in a garage, right? I could be in here with all this weight on my chest until I die. So I protect myself. So always make sure you're being smart and safe also. You know, also as a side note, since I'm trying to cover things that I do here, and I want you to know what the heck's going on here, is, you know, again, 50+ dude here working out. Never in my life have I ever used anything, roids or juice, whatever you want to call, or SARM stuff, which, you know, I didn't even really know about till not that long ago, which sounds a little crazy and dangerous. I'm not on any TRT or nothing, no HGH. So basically, you know, I don't even know if I have testosterone anymore, but I'm trying to do my part, see? So I want to put that out there because it seems as though there's a trend here where it's like, guys are like, hey, whatever I need to do, and TRT's fine because it's being prescribed, and it's, you know, okay, that's cool. That's what you need to do for yourself. All I know is I'm still functioning, and everything's working for me, and I'm not on anything. So, you know, don't feel too pressured on that. All right, I'm gonna stop this video and this rambling, and I'm gonna go for it, and then you'll see what happens here. Here, let me just sit this down since I'm behind the scenes on this, and heck, let's see what I can do on this. Let's see if I get trapped. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. I made it. I didn't die. So we're gonna bump up. All right. So now I have on here 175, and I know last week I did 2. So I'm supposed to do 6. So that's a big difference. Again, some of this is me working back up from resetting everything, trying to get, you know, a routine that feels better for me. So yeah, historically in the past, I could bench more weight, but again, that's not the focus here. It's about that connection. It's about the muscle. So don't get too caught up in that. But again, I wanted to be a little bit honest on that. And also trying to do this video thing for the first time, it's kind of thrown me off. I'm getting a little bit more break time between, and when that happens, I know I can do more because I get a little bit more rested. So let's see what happens here, right? Again, I'm trying to shoot for 6 on this. I have no idea. Here we go. Okay, got it. Wasn't pretty, started getting a little disjointed there, but I decided screw it. Let's just try to push it out. And I figured, hey, if I get stuck again, that's why safeties are here. All right, and again, so you can see, so just a minute ago, I didn't do this little guy here, just these two. Again, they're 210s, okay? So that's where I just was. Now I've gone up, and again, I just want to show everything, right? So there it is, there's the 10. So this is just 195 now. All right, so now I'm gonna go for the 195, and I'm supposed to do 4 of these. And again, just trying to be honest with what's going on here. Been working back. I really don't think so. I honestly don't think I can do that. But I'm gonna go for it. I know I could easily do 1, which means I ought to be able to do 2. Who knows? Maybe I could get lucky and do a 3rd. I don't know. Feeling pretty good today, again, because I'm getting a little bit of an extra break in trying to do this process here. So I think it's helping me out a little bit. But hey, let's go. Again, look, if I don't make this, I'm just gonna let it go on the bar here. All right, I'm not gonna die. I'm just pushing it through. I'm almost done. After this, there's a couple of things just to see where I'm at. I'm gonna get a little bit extra push just to show that. That's not a thing that you would do every day, but I'll get to that when I get there. So let's see what happens. Let's see if I survive. Okay, so like I said, I know I could get 1 easy. It wasn't that easy, but that was fine. The second one, yeah, that was more work. I probably could have squeezed a 3rd, but on the flip side of that, I said, okay, I want to show some other pieces on this. If I pushed myself to that point, to that failure point, then I'd probably just wrap it up. Okay, that was it. But that wasn't part of the plan today anyways. Just kind of see where this is. And it's okay because I made an adjustment, right? You make an adjustment to say, I'm gonna do more. And if you get that done in any success, then that's a success. So if you sit there and say, I'm gonna go up 5 pounds and do the same routine and you don't make it, that's okay. I often do that. I will set myself up and I can't make my goal. So then it means now my next goal is to get that goal. And then once I achieve that goal, I reset everything again. And that's a good way to keep pushing yourself sometimes. It's just very simplistic. If you're doing 10, 8, 6, 4, and you go up 10 pounds and hey, you're able to go 10 and 8, and then 5 and 2, okay? Stay at that weight. Next time, go for the 10, 8, 6, 4, right? And if you come up short, at the end, you only get 2, fine. The next time, until you get there. And then maybe after you're able to do that a couple of successive times, or maybe 3 times, and you're feeling, okay, I've mastered this 10, 8, 6, 4, if that was your thing, right? Because it's going to be anything, 10, 3 sets of 12, 10, hey, you're 5 by 5, whatever you're using, right? Then you go ahead and go for that. So that's what happened here, right? So again, just been like, look, this isn't, this isn't a magic hat, poof, oh wow, there it is. So I'm gonna bump up, and I'm gonna try to go for 1. Just to see, all right, see where it's at. I'm not going to jump up another 20. I've been jumping up in 20s. I'm just going to jump up in 10. All right, I'm going to go to 205. Also, just to point it out in case nobody noticed, with the angle on the camera, as I mentioned in the beginning, the more I move up in the weight, the more I'll start to arch back a little bit more, right? Because I'm really trying to focus on depressing the shoulders, because when it gets heavier, I tend to round more, I tend to start to do that thing. And by keeping that sort of power lifter form, it keeps me back. Okay, so it's not a bad edit. Camera got too hot when it was shut off. I'm gonna try to finish up. I couldn't wait. I had to go ahead to go for my attempt. So again, I was just shooting for one final thing here, see if I could get the 205 up, back to normal weights. So those are just standard weights. So there's a 45 and a 35 there, so that's the 205. So I did one, but you know, who cares? I did one, you didn't see it. So I'm gonna try to do it again. Just so it's on video, right? Hopefully it'll be as okay as the one I did already. But I didn't want to screw up my routine for the sake of doing the video. But I also don't want to shorten it either. So I'm going to try to go for this one last rep and wrap things up here. Let's see if I can get this, or who knows, right? I already went for it and I might not make it. Let's see what happens. All right, and hopefully the camera will hang in there and not conk out on me. Here we go. Okay, so there, who was on the camera? There, okay, so I did an extra one there just to put it down. All right, so that was a 205. It was okay. Again, I go into more of a powerlifting technique with that again to try to protect my shoulders. And not feeling that bad, I felt it a little bit there. So that's it. There's a whole go through on my ordinary old guy in a garage chest workout routine for today. That's where it's at. So I'd say it's a success. I did more than I did before, and that's what matters. Hopefully I'll be feeling okay and good, and I'm gonna shut things down. So thanks for watching.